Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Matilda from 1995, I believe, or 1990. Yeah, I believe it's based off the play or the book. I don't know if the book or play came first. But this movie stars Danny DeVito, Rhea Perlman, Embeth Davids, Pam Ferris, and Mara Wilson. And interestingly enough, and I didn't know this. I was actually every time I watch a movie, afterwards I come home, or if I am home or whatever, I always research the movie a bit to see like when it was made or whatever, and like some trivia facts. And apparently this came out almost 19 years ago. Yeah, it's past the date. It came out on August 2nd of 1996. So like whatever, 19th anniversary. Who cares? I mean, let's be honest. It's not the first time I've done a weird anniversary movie review. I mean, I did Kindergarten. I did a 24th anniversary review for Kindergarten Cop. So whatever. Yeah, it's not the 20th. It's the 19th. So yeah, I mean, I know it's past the date, but it's still in the same month, August 2nd, right? When it came out. I know it's August 14th. Interestingly enough, though, it came out on the same day. Well, came out on the date that my sister was born. She was born in a different year, but August 2nd is her birthday. Day, whatever. Before I begin, though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never give you a fair warning because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rates. So basically, you have this little girl, Matilda, and in this movie, they go off that theory or rumor that humans only use 10% of their brain, and that's actually a pretty big part of the movie. I'm gonna get into it right now. So basically, she's born into like the worst possible family ever. Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman play the parents, and I forget who plays the little boy. I don't know if I said his name, but the brother, he's kind of a dick too. They're all pretty like, they really don't care about her. They think she's kind of weird and autistic. When in reality, she's like way smarter than all three family members combined. So she wants to go to school, and one day, Danny DeVito, who portrays her father, sells this car to the principal of a local school. So he gets the idea of, hey, why not send this little brat to school since she wants to go to school. So she goes to school and meets the principal. She's a bitch basically, Miss Trenchbull. She's basically, if you show this movie to little small kids, to small children, that's basically a thing of nightmares for them. That principal, she's ugly. I'll give her that. She's big and ugly, and she's strong as fuck, and she tosses kids left and right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is one of my favorite movies from my childhood. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably within the top 50 at the very least. Top 25 maybe, but definitely top 50. Shit. Yeah, and she also has this teacher, and teacher's very nice, and you come to find out that the teacher is the niece of the principal. So there's some conflict there, and how this principal not only abuses his children, but also abuses this one teacher. And it's funny because we don't see any other teacher throughout this movie, which, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, to some extent, but at the same time, it's not really that realistic, but whatever. So yeah, so you basically have Matilda, who has to deal with her family, and they're really problematic because they don't understand her, and they're basically stupid. And now she also has to deal with this principal, who's problematic and could toss her and possibly kill her. So yeah, and then back to that theory that people only use 10% of their brain. The reason that's important in this movie is because, in a sense, it is a fantasy movie. Matilda, the more anger that's thrown at her, the more, it's not like, how do I say this? The more she thinks on negative thoughts, I guess, which is kind of weird, or angry thoughts, is how she gets her powers. Similar to the Hulk, I'm not gonna deny. It's kind of, I mean, she doesn't turn into a giant green monster, but basically she's able to move things with her mind, if she dwells on negative thoughts, or at least that's how it seemed at the beginning. The more her father yelled at her, she was able to do stuff with her mind. It's not really explained furthermore towards the middle and the end of the movie, but it's kind of the idea that if there's anger around her, if there's extreme anger or extreme happiness around her, because at the end it's more of extreme happiness, but towards the beginning and middle it's more of extreme anger. But if there's an extreme anger or happiness around her, she's able to use her powers, or that's what it seems. So yeah, as I said before, it's one of my favorite movies of for my childhood, and definitely within the top 50 favorite movies for me. So yeah, the acting. I mean, here's the thing. It's not the best acting, but it's more like over the top acting. It's over the top. That's the thing. That's the thing with this thing. With this movie, it's all over the top. It's overly exaggerated. I mean, holy shit. I mean, what's it called? Pro Man. I mean, if you just look at Reed Perlman's character, which is Matilda's mom, you see how exaggerated this movie is. Because if you want to have one character that personifies how exaggerated this movie is, it'd be Rhea Perlman's character, because she's all over the top and whatever. I mean, Danny DeVito, he's pretty over the top as well. Yeah, funny enough, he's also the narrator in the beginning of the movie. But whatever. I mean, everything here is just over the top. It's overacting, over exaggeration. It's all over top, but it works for this movie. Now, it's not over top in the sense that it's cheesy. It's just over top in the sense that for a kids movie, it's just fun. It's not cheesy, but it's just kind of fun for children. Okay, and yeah. It just puts a smile on your face, because you have this little girl who's trying to overcome all this negative energy around her, her parents and the principal, and she finally finds support in this one teacher. And overall, it's a pretty good story in my opinion. The fantasy elements, they are pretty good in my opinion. The one negative I have with this, and watching this right now, I noticed this. I finally noticed this, but there's a ton of Dutch angles where it's just like sideways or whatever. There's tons of these Dutch angles, and it gets kind of annoying after a while. Aside from all those Dutch angles, like the amount of them, like there's tons at the beginning and the middle. There's not so much at the end, but there's still a good amount of Dutch angles. Despite the amount of Dutch angles, it's still a great movie. It's a great fantasy movie. It's a great children's movie in my opinion. It's kind of colorful in my opinion in a sense. Like at her parents' house, it's all colorful, but in the school, it's all like black, gray, and white and whatever. So that contrast is pretty funny. And funny enough, this is actually also directed by Danny DeVito. I'm not sure if he's directed any other movies before or past this. But yeah, I mean overall, really great movie in my opinion. One of my favorite children's movies. Definitely, it's one of my favorite one of my favorite movies from my childhood, and in a sense, children's movies, I guess. Overall, just really fun. Danny DeVito, probably another recognizable role. I mean, he did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Batman, and then to have like Matilda right there too, kind of funny. I mean, you have One Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Batman Returns, L.A. Confidential, I think he was in. What other things has he done? Solitary Man, if I'm not mistaken. What's his what's it called? 2004, 2003. What's it called? Big Fish, I believe he was in that too. Heist from like 2000. He was in that. And he was also in Men in Black for like a small role. I remember that part because it was a funny scene. And then just to have Matilda just kind of there, it's kind of funny. I just find it funny. Overall, fun movie. Really liked it. And yeah, and definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 25, top 50, definitely. And yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give it a 9 out of 10. Again, the Dutch angles get kind of annoying. And again, this is the 19th anniversary review, however you want to take it. And yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.